Every week I speak with men and women over 60 who share the same worry with me. Doctor, I feel weaker than I used to. My muscles seem to shrink, and even simple activities like climbing stairs or carrying groceries feel harder. And while many expect me to tell them about exercise or supplements, I often surprise them with this truth. The strength of your muscles is not just determined by what you do during the day, it's also deeply shaped by what happens at night. When you close your eyes and drift off to sleep, your body doesn't simply rest. It's during those nighttime hours that some of the most important healing processes take place. Muscles repair the tiny tears that happen from daily activity. Protein is synthesized into new tissue, and hormones critical for growth and recovery are released. In other words, your body uses sleep as the factory shift for rebuilding strength. But here's where the problem begins. Many seniors unknowingly follow bedtime habits that interfere with this process. Instead of giving the body the chance to heal and strengthen, these habits steal energy away from repair and accelerate muscle loss. This is why some people wake up feeling stiff, weak, or drained instead of refreshed. Today, I want to walk you through the 5 most damaging bedtime habits that silently destroy muscle strength after 60. Before we continue, let me ask you, where are you watching from? I'd love to know which part of the world you're tuning in from, and also, what's one healthy habit you never skip in your daily routine? Share it with us in the comments below. Number 5. Going to bed on a full stomach. This is one of the most common mistakes I see, and it can be surprisingly destructive over time. Many seniors enjoy a late dinner, a bedtime snack, or even dessert before lying down, thinking it's harmless. But when you go to bed with a full stomach, your body is forced to focus its energy on digestion instead of on muscle repair. Think of it this way, your body has limited energy and resources at night. If digestion is in full swing, blood flow is diverted toward the stomach and intestines instead of toward your muscles. This means less oxygen, fewer nutrients, and slower recovery for the tissues that need it most. Another hidden issue is sleep quality. A heavy meal before bed can cause acid reflux, indigestion, or simple discomfort that keeps you from falling into the deep, restorative sleep stages. And it's in those deep stages, particularly slow-wave sleep, that the body releases growth hormone, one of the most powerful tools we have for repairing and maintaining muscle. If your sleep is shallow or disrupted, growth hormone release is blunted, and your muscles suffer for it. Over time, late-night eating also interferes with insulin sensitivity, which plays a role in how your body handles blood sugar. Poor insulin sensitivity leads to more fat storage, less energy efficiency, and reduced ability to preserve lean muscle. It becomes a cycle where you feel heavier, weaker, and more sluggish each morning. I had one patient, a man in his late 60s, who swore he was doing everything right. He exercised, ate balanced meals, and tried to stay active, but he couldn't figure out why his legs felt weaker every month. When we looked closely at his routine, I noticed he often ate dinner at 9 p.m. and went to bed at 10 p.m. Simply shifting his dinner 2 hours earlier made a dramatic difference. Within a few weeks, he told me he no longer woke up with that heavy, sluggish feeling, and his strength started to return. The good news is that this habit is easy to correct. Try to finish your dinner at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. If you need a small snack closer to bed, make it something light and muscle-friendly, like a handful of almonds, a piece of fruit, or a small yogurt. This way, your stomach isn't working overtime, and your body can direct its energy where it's needed most, into rebuilding muscle tissue and restoring your strength. Number 4. Sleeping too little or at irregular hours. One of the most underestimated factors in senior health is sleep. Many people think of sleep as just downtime when nothing important happens. But in reality, sleep is when your muscles, bones, and nerves undergo their most important repair work. Without enough of it, or if your sleep schedule is constantly changing, your body simply can't rebuild muscle strength effectively. When you sleep fewer than 6 to 7 hours, or when you go to bed and wake up at inconsistent times, your body loses out on the deep stages of sleep where growth hormone and testosterone are released. These hormones are critical for maintaining muscle mass. After 60, hormone production naturally declines, which makes consistency even more important. If you cheat your sleep, you're accelerating the very muscle loss you want to avoid. Poor or irregular sleep also raises stress hormones, particularly cortisol. High cortisol levels signal the body to break down muscle protein for energy instead of preserving it. This is why many people who live with poor sleep or chronic stress notice their muscles shrinking, no matter how carefully they eat or exercise. Another hidden effect is how sleep impacts your nervous system. Good sleep keeps the communication between your brain and muscles sharp. Without it, coordination suffers. Weakness, unsteady walking, and slower reflexes aren't always signs of aging. They're often signs of fatigue. I remember speaking with a woman in her 60s who proudly said, "I don't need more than 5 hours of sleep. I've been that way all my life." But she was constantly complaining about weak legs and low energy. When we worked on extending her sleep by just 1 more hour and making her bedtime more consistent, she was amazed at the difference. Within weeks, she said her legs felt stronger and her balance improved. Your muscles aren't just waiting for exercise and food, they're waiting for recovery. During the night, tiny microtears in muscle fibers are repaired, proteins are synthesized, and your body resets for the next day. If this cycle is cut short, muscles remain in a half-repaired state. Over time, this leads to fatigue, weakness, and a steady decline in strength. Good sleep also stabilizes appetite hormones. Without it, you're more likely to crave unhealthy foods the next day, often sugary or processed snacks that don't help muscles at all. So, the effects of poor sleep echo throughout your entire routine. You don't have to aim for perfection, but aim for consistency. Go to bed at the same time each night and wake up at the same time each morning. Give yourself a routine that tells your body it's time to rest. That might mean dimming lights, avoiding screens, or drinking a calming tea. And most importantly, aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep that allows your body to cycle through the deep stages of recovery. Muscles are not just built in the gym or at the table, they're built in bed. Without quality, consistent sleep, your body simply doesn't get the chance to restore strength. Number 3. Not drinking enough water before bed. When most people think about muscle strength, they think about protein, exercise, or vitamins. But very few realize that one of the most powerful forces behind muscle function is something as simple as water. Your muscles are made up of nearly 3/4 water. Every contraction you make, whether standing up from a chair, walking across the room, or climbing a step, depends on hydration. Water carries oxygen and nutrients into the cells, helps remove waste products, and keeps the tiny fibers inside muscles sliding smoothly against each other. Without enough water, this whole system begins to slow down. Now here's the part many seniors don't consider. Dehydration doesn't just happen in hot weather or during exercise. It happens quietly at night. As you breathe and sweat during sleep, your body naturally loses fluids. If you already go to bed on the low side of hydration, you wake up with muscles that feel stiff, heavy, and unresponsive. And if this happens night after night, the result is accelerated muscle fatigue and even greater muscle loss over time. After 60, the body changes in ways that make hydration even more important. Your sense of thirst becomes weaker, meaning you may not feel thirsty even when your body needs water. On top of that, kidney function changes with age, making it harder to regulate fluids and electrolytes. This is why many seniors wake up with cramps in their calves or stiffness in their hands and legs, classic signs of nighttime dehydration. To make matters worse, many older adults intentionally avoid drinking water in the evening because they don't want to wake up during the night to use the bathroom. While this is understandable, the habit of cutting off fluids too early in the evening often leaves muscles starved of what they need most: hydration for overnight repair. When hydration is low, circulation slows. That means nutrients and oxygen can't reach muscle fibers efficiently, and recovery after daily use becomes incomplete. The result is weaker contractions, slower repair of microscopic tears, and a greater risk of soreness and injury. Over time, dehydration also disrupts the delicate balance of sodium, potassium, and magnesium, electrolytes that are essential for smooth muscle function. Without balance, you end up with cramps, twitching, or even sudden nighttime leg spasms. Muscles simply can't rebuild themselves in a dry environment. It's like trying to run a factory without electricity. The workers are there, but the system won't move forward. The solution isn't to drink a large glass of water right before lying down, which can cause sleep interruptions. Instead, aim to hydrate steadily throughout the evening. A moderate glass of water about an hour before bed is often just right. If you want to go a step further, you can sip on electrolyte-rich water or something simple like coconut water, which provides potassium and magnesium naturally. Just as importantly, avoid drinks that dehydrate you late at night, such as coffee, strong tea, or alcohol. These act as diuretics, pulling more water out of your system. By morning, you're not just dehydrated, you're also running low on minerals your muscles need to fire properly. Many seniors focus on getting enough protein and exercise, but they overlook this simple, daily detail. I can tell you from experience, when people improve their hydration at night, they notice changes quickly. Morning stiffness decreases, cramps become less frequent, and energy levels rise. It's not dramatic or complicated, it's the quiet foundation that makes everything else work better. Water is not optional for muscle health. Going to bed dehydrated is like asking your body to repair itself without the basic tools. Your muscles depend on hydration as much as they depend on protein or vitamins. Number 2, falling asleep with the TV or phone on. One of the most common habits I see among seniors is using the TV or scrolling through a phone at bedtime to wind down. It feels comforting, like background noise that helps distract from the day. But here's the hidden truth. Falling asleep with screens on is one of the most damaging habits for muscle recovery after 60. TVs, tablets, and smartphones emit blue light, which interferes with the brain's production of melatonin, the hormone that tells your body it's time to sleep. Without enough melatonin, you don't fall into the deep, restorative sleep cycles your body needs. And remember, deep sleep is the exact window where growth hormone is released, the hormone that rebuilds and repairs muscles overnight. When screen light and noise fragment your sleep, the muscle repair process is cut short. Instead of waking up refreshed, you wake up with muscles that still feel sore, heavy, and weak. Over weeks and months, this adds up to faster muscle decline. As we age, sleep naturally becomes lighter. Seniors already spend less time in deep sleep compared to younger adults. Add the distraction of screens, and that precious little time is reduced even further. Without deep sleep, the body releases less growth hormone, repairs fewer muscle fibers, and leaves you more vulnerable to sarcopenia. Screens also keep the nervous system overstimulated. News, action shows, or even social media can raise stress hormones like cortisol, which counteract muscle repair and make it harder for the body to relax fully. Many seniors don't even realize how much tension their evening viewing habits are creating until they change them. What happens to muscles over time? Shallow sleep equals lower protein synthesis overnight. Interrupted rest leads to fatigue and weakness the next morning. Higher stress hormones from late-night viewing increase muscle breakdown. Over months or years, this habit alone can silently erode muscle strength even in people who eat well and stay active. The fix isn't complicated. Aim to turn off TVs and phones at least an hour before bed. Replace that habit with calming, low-light activities that don't interfere with melatonin, like reading a physical book, listening to soft music, or doing gentle stretches. If you enjoy background noise, try a simple audio track like nature sounds rather than bright flashing screens. This small shift allows your body to slide into natural, restorative sleep, where your muscles finally get the chance to rebuild properly. So here's the lesson. Screens at night may feel harmless, but they steal the deep sleep your muscles depend on. By breaking this habit, you give your body the quiet, dark environment it needs to grow stronger overnight. Number 1, staying up too late and skipping deep sleep. If there's one bedtime habit that does more damage to muscle strength than any other, it is this: staying up too late and consistently cutting short the hours of deep restorative sleep. Many seniors fall into this habit without even noticing. Maybe you stay up watching television, reading late into the night, or simply find yourself restless. Others convince themselves that, I only need 5 hours of sleep. I've always managed fine that way. But here's what I want you to understand. After 60, your body depends on restorative sleep more than ever. because this is the time when your muscles, bones, and tissues are repaired. Deep sleep is the golden window for muscle recovery. During those cycles, the body releases its largest surge of growth hormone. This hormone is like a repair crew. It rebuilds damaged fibers, strengthens connective tissues, and supports lean muscle mass. If you routinely stay up too late or wake too early, you rob your body of this hormone surge. The result? Your muscles remain in a half-healed state, getting weaker and less responsive over time. And it's not just growth hormone. Skipping deep sleep raises cortisol, the stress hormone, which signals your body to break down muscle proteins for energy. It also slows protein synthesis, meaning the healthy food you ate during the day can't be converted efficiently into new strength. In other words, you can eat the right foods, exercise daily, and still lose muscle if your sleep is broken or too short. Younger people can sometimes get away with less sleep, but aging bodies don't have the same reserves. After 60, natural hormone levels already decline and recovery is slower. That makes deep sleep the one thing you cannot afford to cut short. Skipping it accelerates sarcopenia, the age-related muscle loss that robs seniors of independence. It also impacts your nervous system. Poor sleep weakens the communication between brain and muscles, making movements slower and less coordinated. That's why so many seniors who sleep poorly report not just weakness, but also balance issues and higher risk of falls. Protecting your muscles doesn't require complicated tricks. It requires consistency. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night. Go to bed at a steady time, ideally before 11 p.m., so your body can align with its natural repair cycles. Create a calm environment, dim lights, cooler room temperature, and no screens or stimulants. Think of sleep as part of your daily training program, just as important as diet or exercise. When you prioritize sleep, you give your body the uninterrupted time it needs to knit muscle fibers back together, restore energy, and strengthen your frame. So there you have it, the 5 bedtime habits that destroy muscle strength after 60. Going to bed on a full stomach forces your body to focus on digestion instead of repair. Sleeping too little or at irregular hours interrupts hormone cycles and weakens recovery. Not drinking enough water before bed leaves muscles dry, stiff, and prone to cramps. Falling asleep with the TV or phone on blocks melatonin and reduces deep sleep. Staying up too late and skipping deep sleep robs your body of its most powerful repair time. Each of these habits may seem small, but together they explain why so many seniors feel weaker, stiffer, and more tired each morning. The good news is that every one of them can be changed, and when you do, you'll notice the difference, not in months, but often in weeks. Picture this. You wake up with lighter legs, steadier balance, and energy that carries you through the day. You don't feel trapped by fatigue or stiffness, but instead, you feel capable, independent, and confident. That is what protecting your muscles at night can do for you. I want you to remember, muscles are not just built in the gym or at the dinner table. They're built while you sleep. Your nighttime routine is the hidden key to strength, mobility, and independence after 60. So as you end your day, make this commitment to yourself. Protect your sleep, hydrate wisely, eat at the right time, and give your body the quiet, dark rest it deserves. Because every night is an opportunity, not just to rest, but to rebuild the strength that carries you into tomorrow. And when you wake up stronger, day after day, you'll see that growing older doesn't have to mean growing weaker. It can mean moving forward with more vitality than you ever thought possible.